friend, take out the history book. Chapter 6, Decline of the Mughals and Rise of Independent Kingdom. Today's topic, the Sikh Kingdom. Under the guidance of Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th and the last Sikh Guru of the Sikhs had grown powerful. Now, 10th Guru. Who was the 10th Guru? That was the Guru Gobind Singh. And the last Guru, Guru Gobind Singh, he was the 10th and the last Sikh Guru. Under his guidance, and the Sikh had grown powerful. Though Sikhs were known as to be peace-loving, he had to install in them a martial spirit so that they could fight against the persecution of the Mughals. Now, though the Sikhs, they were known to be peace-loving, but he had to instill in them for the martial spirit so that they could fight against the persecution of the Mughals. Hence, he organized a military brotherhood known as the Khalsa, and for this reason, he organized a military brotherhood which was known as Khalsa. When the Mughals became vulnerable after the invasion of the Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali, the Sikh moved in and took control over Jammu and Punjab. Now, when this Mughal, what they became too vulnerable after this invasion when the Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali invaded. After the invasion, what happened? The Mughal became too vulnerable. At that time, the Sikh, they moved in and took control over Jammu and Punjab. The Sikhs soon organized themselves into 12 political groups known as Mizls. Now, see, what they did? They organized themselves into 12 political groups which were called Mizls. Each Mizls had their own leader and governed their areas and waged war against the others. Now, each Mizl, what they used to do? They had their own leader and they used to look after the areas and used to wage war against the others. It was Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the leader of one of the Mizls, who united 12 Mizls and founded a kingdom in Punjab towards the end of the 18th century. Now, towards the end of the 18th century, Maharaja Ranjit Singh, who was the leader of one of the Mizls, he united the 12 Mizls and founded a new kingdom in Punjab. Now, Marathas. The Marathas rose as the most powerful kingdom after the decline of the Mughal Empire. Now, Maratha. What happened? Maratha rose as to be the powerful kingdom when the Mughal Empire declined. Shivaji fought against the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb to free the Marathas from being under the rule of the Mughal. Now, Shivaji, what he did? He fought against the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb and he wanted to free the Marathas from being under the rule of the Mughals. Under the leadership of Marathas, declared themselves as independent. Now, under his leadership, what happened? Marathas, he declared themselves as independent. Shivaji carved out an independent kingdom near Pune, which comprised of the territories from Bijapur, Golconda and some Mughal territory. Now, Shivaji, what he made? He carved out one independent kingdom which was near Pune, and it comprises of the territories from Bijapur, Golconda and some other Mughal territory. The Marathas went on to become important rulers on the southern part of India. Now, Marathas, what they became? They became some important rulers in the southern part of India. After Shivaji's death, the Peshwa, the prime minister of the court of the Maratha, took control over the kingdom. Now, after Shivaji's death, what happened? The Peshwa, who was the prime minister in the court of Maratha, he took control over the kingdom. Pune remained the capital of Maratha Empire. Pune, it remained the capital of Maratha Empire. The Maratha army, under the guidance of the Peshwa, raided areas occupied by the Mughal Empire and other regional kingdoms. The Maratha army, under the guidance of Peshwa, what they did? They raided the area by the which were occupied by the Mughal Empire and even other regional kingdoms. The Maratha kingdom gradually came to include parts of Malwa and Gujarat in the west. Now, Maratha kingdom, what happened? And gradually it can include some parts of Malwa and Gujarat in the west, Punjab and Rajasthan in the north, Bengal and Orissa in the east. Now, which part that was? It includes parts of Malwa and Gujarat in the west. Now, northern part consists of Punjab and Rajasthan, and eastern part consists of Bengal and Orissa. Hyderabad and Mysore, the south. and the southern part it consists of Hyderabad and Mysore. It is to be noted that many of these states were not directly under the Maratha rule, but they had to pay tributes or taxes to acknowledge the Maratha Empire. Now, it is very necessary to be noted that all the states they were not under the direct control of the Marathas, but they had to pay some taxes, which were in the form of Chauthas and Sadeshmukhi to the Maratha sovereignty. The military campaign of the Marathas against the other state engaged the rulers of the regional kingdom. Now, military campaign of this Maratha, which were against the other state, they engaged this ruler of the regional kingdom. The dedicated rulers, especially the Nizam in the south and the Rajput king, became hostile towards the Maratha. Now, the defeated rulers, especially that was the Nizam in the south and even the Rajput kingdom, they became too hostile towards the Maratha kingdom. Moreover, the Marathas moved northwards and tried to make control of the Mughal Empire. Now, Marathas, what happened? They moved northwards, and what they did? They tried to make control of the Mughal Empire. They faced even the more hostility. Even they faced some hostility. A major problem arose when the Maratha took over the provinces of Sirhind and Lahore from Ahmad Shah Abdali, the Afghan ruler. Now, major problem came out when this Maratha, what they took? They took over some province of Sirhind and Lahore, that is from Ahmad Shah Abdali, who was the Afghan ruler. The Maratha army then fought against the Afghan soldiers in the third battle of Panipat in 1761. Now, in 1761, what happened? The Maratha army fought against the Afghan soldiers in the third battle of Panipat. But the Marathas lost the political respect they had earned after the defeat at the hands of the Ahmad Shah Abdali. Now, what happened? The Marathas, they lost their political respect which they had earned and after the defeat of the Ahmad Shah Abdali. Their dream to replace the Mughals and rule over India was scattered. Now, what was their dream? They dreamed that they will replace the Mughals and then rule over India. All this got scattered. The Maratha kingdom started disintegration, and this helped the British to establish the empire in India. Now, when Maratha kingdom they started getting disintegration, and this disintegration of the Marathas helped the British to establish empire in India. Now, take out your diary, write chapter. It is chapter 10 and topic the Sikh kingdom explained, homework, revise it. And with this, I am ending my today's class.